Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my knitting time. Last week, I showed you guys and then realized it didn't have any volume of how far I got so far on the scarf. I measured from here to be 15 inches, which according to the pattern was what we're supposed to do. And then we were going to do the 1x1 ribbing, which I did. This is half of it here. This is 6 inches of the 12 that the pattern said to do. But I was thinking, this is basically half the length of the scarf, approximately, which is a total of 42 inches. And the ribbing part is meant to, so it's not so big and full behind the back of your neck. So this would be what was hanging down in the front. Well, that's fine if you're doing it for like a fashion one, but if you're going to want to use it to wrap around your neck to keep your neck warm, probably going to want to do a little longer than that. So I'm thinking of changing the pattern. Let's see. Turn this on. So I have the pattern here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There. So there's the pattern. So I'm thinking maybe 10 more inches, 5 inches for each side down the front. So that would give me a total of, let me change it to that, to say 52 inches, and then the 5 on each side would be then 20 inches. We'll leave the 12 around the back of the neck, so I don't think you need to be any longer there. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to rip out the stitches. What I like to do when I'm doodling with yarn, that's what I call it when I'm playing with it and I haven't decided on how I want to do something. I use dental floss, believe it or not, because it's nice and easy to go in there, but it will hold the stitches for you. I can't seem to find where my dental floss is, but I just take it from what I get from the dentist. And I use dental floss, and I use a needle, and I pick through the stitches. Let me see. So we're going to pretend. So there's this stitch that I went through, and I just found the stitches. Just make sure you stay on the same row all the way across. I don't know if you can see the dental floss in there. Maybe on the other side you can see it better. Yeah, the other side you can see it better. There. Can you see it there? I just went through and I picked up each stitch across. And what that does is it holds live stitches for you. And it's very good when you're doing, say for example, lace projects, which are very difficult to unknit if you make a mistake. So if you're starting a new set of repeats, maybe put some in there while it's on the needle. You can just go in and just go in through like this and pick up the stitches and pull the needle through, and it will have the dental floss or scrap yarn, whichever you prefer to use, in there all the way across, and then you knit as usual. And then if you make a mistake, you can pull it out back to this point and still have live stitches and not have to do that. So I'm going to do that part. I've already got my dental floss in there. I might not have gotten exactly straight across because I think those went up a little bit higher than straight across. It's not really straight, so I might have to back stitch, or what we call tink, which is knit spelt backwards. We tink back the stitches. Once I get to that point. So, take out all these stitches. Seems like it's a shame because that's 6 inches of knitting, but it goes pretty fast. And it gives you more practice of doing the ribbing if it's new to you. If you don't want to do this and you want to continue on with the pattern and keep it at 42 inches, then just continue on. I just think it'll be better and warmer, especially with the softness. It'll be nice and warm, snuggly when it's a little longer and you can wrap it around your neck. So. Doo-doo-doo. Keep on ripping, keep on ripping. Ha 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 ha. Rip it, rip it, rip it. Doing the frog. Let's see. A little bit further to go. Sometimes with the fuzzy yarn it gets caught. And like that. It's just the fuzz. It's just the fuzz. Hopefully my sound is good today. I had issues last time, so wish me luck. If you hear anything different, then let me know. And there we are with that part. See, there's the floss and it's stopping me from pulling it out. Right there. So, I'm going to go in and start picking up these stitches. And just pick them up as we go across. Hope you guys can see this okay. Don't pull too hard or you'll pull it through the loop there. Granted, I had the floss the row below, but I want to catch these here because that's where it is further down where I didn't go straight across. And we can always switch if the stitches get twisted around. We can do that as we knit across. We can untwist them and keep going. I'll show you that too because apparently I'm picking them up crooked, some of them, or backwards. We'll get to those when we come to them. The important thing is to catch the stitch before it gets pulled through. And then I'll pull the floss out and see where we are at. I might have to tink some of these. There's the floss there. Okay. Get that light stitch up there. Here. Let's use this. See if we can pull that out. think I got it. Put that on there. And we'll do the next one. This is a lot. I know it looks difficult doing it this way, especially where I gotta pull these stitches through again. But it's a lot easier than unknitting all the way back those 6 inches. Alright, that's on that. So there's the stitch here. Ah, I see what's going on. It's this. We'll go with this and in here like that, and pull it through that way. There. And might as well do this last one. Okay, that was knit. These are all knit. Okay, so this is the row that's knit from that pattern. There we go. Now we got them all picked up. Pull this through. And we should be good. Oops, didn't mean to hit the mic. Sorry about that. Make sure. Yeah, we should be good. So now I'll just continue this with the initial part of the pattern for another 5 inches. And then I'll start the rib, the 1x1 rib, and do 12 inches. I should have plenty of yarn because so far I don't know if you could see the result in here. There, so it's 0. Now this yarn says there should be 3.5 ounces in this skein. So we do this. So 3.5 was only, say, a half of ounce we've used so far. So we should have plenty of this yarn to still finish it with an additional 10 inches total. So we should be good. So don't need to worry about that. And again, just to refresh your memory on the broken rib, it's row 1 is knit 1, purl 1 across, row 2 is knit across. So we just finished picking up where it was knit all the way across. And as I showed you before, this yarn, it's hard because it's 2 different colors. There's no bumps. It's just straight knit. And this one, it's all bumps. Right here. See the bump? That's a purl bump. That means it's purl on the opposite side of where it knitted. So we're good to go. So we've got knit 1, purl 1 across. Now I've been slipping each stitch, or slipping the first stitch of every row to get us this nice, smooth, neat edge. And the difference is where I didn't slip the stitch. See all the bumps on the side? And then here I did slip the stitch. See how nice and smooth that is? If I'm gonna add, if I was doing a piece where I would sew something else on the other side or attach something on the side and I don't need a nice smooth edge, then I would probably just do it this way, because you don't see that. But since this is going to be a scarf and you're going to see both sides of it, I wanted a nice smooth edge. And see, and then this side you do the same thing. Smooth edge versus the bumpy edge. So to continue on the pattern, slipping the first stitch. This is a purl, so I'm going to slip it purlwise, and then I'm going to purl the next one because that's considered, the first stitch would be a knit, so this would be a purl, and then slip it over, slide it to the back, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. Make sure I got just a stitch there. Nope, I get an extra fuzz there. Oh, that's why. I only got part of that stitch when I picked it up. There, now I got both of the strands. Knit, purl, knit, and here's where we come with the stitch that I picked up backwards. See the difference? See how it goes this way instead of the right way, where it would go like that. See how the stitch opens up this way? This is where it's twisted. You want the right part of the loop in front of the needle, and then the other side in the back. That's the proper way. So we're going to knit. See, this one's correct, so we're going to purl. Here's another one that's backwards. See, the left side's in the front. We want the right side, so all you do is you just pick it up from behind and put it on that way, and then knit with it. Now there's a way to knit, and for the life of me I'm drawing a blank, that you can leave it twisted like that and knit it a certain way and will automatically untwist it and knit it at the same step. I just like to switch it around so I can see that it's on better. This one's good. We're going to purl, knit, purl, knit, and this one, nope, that's right, purl, knit, purl, excuse me, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit. I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to try to do these streams every Sunday at 10 a.m. And here we come up with another one that's backwards. I'm just going to take it, put it this way, and then knit with it. Purl. And another one. There's some fuzz that's tying it up. Okay, there we go. Knit, purl. Oh, nope, that one's good. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and knit. There. And then we just knit all the way across for this one. Again, since this is a purl, we want to slip purlwise. Put it in the back, and that gives us, continues on the nice smooth edge. And now we knit every stitch. Reminder, this is a purl stitch, this is a knit. So you got the V. Let me see if I can pull this out for you to look at. It's hard, this fuzzy yarn. This is a purl because it's got the bump. This is a V, so this is a knit stitch. This is one that was knitted. This is one that was purled. See the difference? That one's knit, purl, knit. Purl, knit. But this row we knit all the way across. I feel like I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. I think after I'm done with this row, I'm gonna cast on and do a swatch for a sweater I want to make of a pattern I designed. I already knitted a brown version of it and gave it to my daughter, and now I want to knit one my size with a different color and test out my pattern to make sure that I've got things basically pretty good when I follow the pattern. There. So we'll put that over there. Move this out of the way. The pattern I wrote up is for this brown sweater. It has from the elbow down ribbing. Otherwise, there's a little bit of shaping in the ribbing to come more narrow if you want it. And then it's just a regular full size for the sleeve to give it a little more blousey a look. And then on the waist, it's from just underneath the bust area down, and it's just your regular length. It's not extra long, it's not a crop style, it's just middle length. It's all ribbing here to give you more of a form fitting. And I don't know if you can see in this picture here, but right there it's got a little hood, more for decoration. I mean, you could wear it up, but it's probably more for decoration. Oh, and it's my beautiful daughter. She's wearing the sweater. This is the one I made for her. So I'm gonna cast on and see what my gauge is. I'm gonna use this yarn. It's worsted weight in colorway Dublin, because you know I'm a wee bit Irish. So this says using size 6 to 9 needles. Superwash merino. It's really nice and soft and kind of spongy. I like it. It worked out really good with the brown and showed the nice ribbing. So I'm gonna get some needles out and do a swatch. Size 6 are these. And to make sure, where's my needle checker? My needle checker, size 6. Yep, it's a size 6. It's not a 5. And 7's too big. So it's definitely a size 6, which is also, it's US size 6, and it's 4 millimeters. So let's get the cable out. We're just going to do a short 4x4 square. Actually, maybe a little bit bigger, so I can measure 4 inches inside it. And what I like to do is I like to do a couple rows in garter so it keeps it straight and flat, and then an edging on each side so it keeps it from curling. It's easier to measure inside it then. So where's my start? I pulled this out and the whole glob came out. I love that. It's always wonderful when that happens. So where do I put the end? There it is. So let's see. This gauge calls for 5 3/4 stitches per inch in stocking knit. So I probably want to do, let's see, calculate, because I'm terrible at math. Let's see, and my calculator. Where's my calculator? There it is. Clear. So 5.75 times 4 inches equals 23 stitches. So I'll probably just do, let's see, 3 on each side of garter stitch, and I'll show you what I mean when I get to it. Plus 3, plus 3. How about if we just do round it up to 30 stitches? Okay. So 30 stitches we figured out when doing long tail cast on should be from fingertip to shoulder. Let's see how true that is again. Ah, yarn everywhere. So this is the tail, and this is to the skein. Again, a dark yarn with the dark needles. I know, real helpful. I'm sorry. I don't have a pair of size 6 in here. You know what? Let me go get a different set of needles. I'll be right back. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. I have these needles, but the 6 is also dark. So, I got another pair of needles somewhere around here. If not, then I'll just have to do dark. Nope, not there. Needles, needles everywhere. I could try those a little bit lighter. Let's see. Really like these square ones. I'm gonna have to get me a set sometime. Okay. Size 6. Right here. I always like to make sure because sometimes I put them in the wrong spot. Yep, those are 6s. Okay. I like interchangeable needles, especially when you're working on something really big and long, like an Afghan or something, just because the straight needles can be actually hard on your elbows when you got all that weight on the straight needles. At least here it keeps the weight centered in front of you. Alright, so let's measure this yarn again. And that should be about 30. This is the tail. This is the skein. And here's my needle. Go in like this, turn it, and there's one. Oops. There. Go under, through, grab this piece, pull it through, and then cinch it up. Okay, let's try that again. Go under, in, grab it, pull it through, and cinch it up. Don't go too tight, otherwise it'll be hard to knit these stitches when you come to them. Go through, grab it, pull it through, cinch it up. You want it snug but not tight. You still should be able to move it around the needle as I spin this thing around. Okay. Through, grab it, pull through. There you go. I'll do a couple more slow and then I'm gonna go a little faster. Go under, grab it, pull it through, cinch it up. Grab it, pull it through, cinch it up. Grab it, pull it through, cinch it up. I like to hold the last stitch here so it doesn't get too close to the edge, and it keeps it where the actual width of the needle is, where you want the size of the stitch to be, not down here at the point where it's smaller. See the difference? See how it gets smaller and bigger? You want it to be up here because that's the size of the stitch you want to match the size of the needle. Pull through, grab it. Sometimes the yarn gets unspun like that, so I just gotta go like this. Let it get caught up again, grab it, and start again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I got 10 more to go. I think we've got plenty of space. Oh. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yep, 30. Okay. So we're going to knit every row for about 4 rows. Well, 3 ridges, so that'd be 6 rows. Because remember, 2 rows equal 1 ridge of garter stitch. Oh wait, that's the tail. I don't want that one. I want the one that goes to the skein. Okay. Knit. We're just going to knit all the way across. And since this is just a swatch, just to get my gauge, to make sure I have the right needle size for the yarn for the pattern that I want to do, I'm not going to slip the first stitch. I'm just going to do it. And I'm also doing garter edging, so it's not going to matter. It's just for swatching. Hopefully my sound is working today. So that's 1. This would be 2. We got 4 more to go. Now, since the sweater is done in stocking knit, the main part of this swatch is going to be in that same pattern, which is stocking knit. So that way I get an accurate read of what it's going to be like. Now, if I was doing a special stitch in there besides stocking knit with, like, say, yarn overs and stuff to make it more lacy, then I would have to do the swatch in that instead, because that would be the main part, the main pattern, and I want it to match. So that's 2. All right. I like to use these for the tail to keep it out of my way. Just wrap it on there. That way it keeps it out of the way, but yet I still have enough there. I don't have to cut it all off for when I want to weave in the ends. Boom. See? Just like that. And it's out of the way. Actually, undo 1. And that's 2, so I got 4 more rows to go. The cable makes a lot of noise on that paper. Knit across. Yeah, I keep remembering to keep my hands further in so you guys can see it better instead of pulling it close to me like I normally do when I knit regular, not in front of the camera. Okay, there's 3. I do have a Discord channel. I'll have to put it out there for you. Get it on my screen so you guys could access it if you want to. And then we could chat in there too, in between my streams. If you have ideas or questions, and we can communicate that way in between streams. So that should be 4, which would give me 3 ridges, or 2 ridges. 1, 2, 1, 2. So this should be 5 and then 6 after this one. And again, this is just knitting every stitch, every row to give me the ridges. Alright. What's with this yarn? Alright. Need to fix this. Sorry about that. It's getting all twisted around. Okay, that's 5. And this should be row 6. And then we could start with the stocking knit, where we're actually going to measure for the gauge once the swatch is done. There's row 6 done. Okay, our beginning border is done. So again, we're going to knit this first row, each stitch, but it's on the way back where we start doing what's to create the stocking knit. So, but I'm going to do every first 3 and last 3 is always going to knit, always. So there's that, and well, then just knit the rest of the way across. And then obviously, since we're still knitting, we're going to knit these, but you would just stop at the 3 and do knit. 1, 2, 3. So now this row is what's going to be different. Again, first 3 and last 3 are always knit. So knit 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to purl to the last 3. 1, well, don't need to count these, just go. Just purl every one to the last 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 2 more. Purl, purl. Now we're going to knit the last 3. Oop, 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 oop. Okay, knit. All right. Now we're going to repeat those 2 rows until we get at least 4 inches, because you need 4 inches to do the swatch. It's just easier that way. So I'll continue on a couple more rows. In this row we just knit all the way across. Do a couple more rows and you'll see what I mean by it gives you like a framed area to measure. Knit across. Gauging is really important to do, especially when you're doing something to size specifically, like a sweater or basically a sweater. Or if you need something specific size, like a hat that you have to have a certain size, it's always good to swatch so you match what the pattern calls for gauge. Alright, let's see if we can undo this again. Oh, what a mess. Okay. This is the purl side, but we knit the first and last 3, so knit 1, 2, 3, and then purl across to the last 3. Interesting fact, when you're knitting flat like this to do stocking knit, sorry about that, when you do stocking knit, when you're knitting flat like this, what I mean by flat is you're knitting back and forth, back and forth. You have to do knit 1 row and purl back the next row to create the stocking knit look. But when you're knitting in the round, you just knit every row and it comes out stocking knit. In order to create the garter stitch in the round, that's where you have to do the knit 1 row and then purl back to get the opposite effect. I just think that's kind of neat. 1, 2, 3, so 2 more pearls. And then we want to knit 1, 2, 3, and you should start to see the framing effect. See how it's got the garter at the beginning and at the end still going? And that's the difference between, hi Coco, garter stitch and stocking knit stitch. And this is where you would measure, since I want this to be in stocking knit, then I would measure this part. Now if my sweater was all in garter, then I would measure this part. Oh, Coco, Coco, hey, hey, no, no. No, leave Mama's yarn alone. I know it's interesting, but you can't play with it. Okay, sorry about that interruption. So then I'll do 2 more rows, and then I'll finish this off screen and show you guys the completed swatch next week. Because before I can actually, ow, hey, Coco, come here, come here, come here, come here, go sit on my lap. But you can't play. Want to say hi to everybody? Hi. Hi. Okay. Anyways. No, you can't play with that. No, leave the cable alone. Hey, hey, no, don't chew that. That's not, no, that's not for you to chew. That's Mama's needles. Okay. All right. And then we'll do the purl side. Okay, what was I talking about before when Coco interrupted me? Let's see. Oh, I'm doing a swatch now, but I'm not going to be able to get to the sweater right now because I want to finish the scarf, and then I got a pair of socks that I'm working on. So, no, 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 that's not for you. So, again, we're going to knit the first 3. 1, 2, 3. And then purl back. No, Coco. No, no, no. No. No, no, no. 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 All right, you're attached. Okay, we're good. Tighten this up a little bit more. There we go. All right. Coming towards the end. One, two, three. Okay, 2 more. Knit purl, or knit purl. Purl 2, and then knit the last 3. All right, so Can you see the difference between the garter and the knit, the stocking knit, and then the edging here? And what's nice about this, once this swatch is done, this yarn's not really wasted because I could use this square as, I don't know, like a put underneath a stack of coasters or something like that, or just a dust with or something. Then you can wash it because this is superwash wool, so it means it can be machine washed and dried. And that's what we're going to do with the swatch too. Before you measure it, you want to wash and dry it the way you're going to the garment that you're making with it, or whatever you're making with it. If you're gonna, like the sweater here, I'm gonna wash and dry it in the wash machine and dryer. So I'm gonna want to wash this the same way, so that way I get an accurate reading, so the sizes won't change. So I'll finish this swatch off camera. Bind this extra yarn back up so it doesn't get snagged again. Oop, sorry about that, Coco. And before we leave, I just want to show you, I'm working on a pair of socks for myself. And I'm trying something new. So I'm doing two at a time with magic loop, and started with the toe, working up to the ankle and the cuff. So instead of top down, I'm doing down to top, toe to top. This is not the top of the foot though. This is the bottom, the sole. The top is just going to be regular stocking knit stitch. But I wanted to try something. I like my socks to fit nice and snug, like on the underside where your foot goes in, like down here, the underside here. I like it snug wrapped around my foot. And since the stitch that you do where you slip one, knit one for the heel, stop, the heel flap is basically slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, and then you knit on the way back, or purl on the way back because you're doing that straight. This is in the round. I decided to do that because it gives extra padding. It seems extra thick material then, and it's more snug because it's kind of like a ribbing, so it's a little stretchy. So that's what I was trying to do. So right now I'm at the part of the gusset, and then I do the short row heel, and then I do the back part of the heel, and then I just got this in the cuff. So that's what I'm working on. That and the scarf. So that's why I can't start the sweater quite yet. Well, I just want to say thank you for watching, and see you next week.